latest at the heart of the soon-to-be former Governor Palin's beef with everybody. Her stated reason for resigning from office, the bit about saving the taxpayers' legal funds, including in our fourth story in the countdown. It's a lie. This might be the reason Palin says she can't get people to take her statements at face value, because the statements have no value and she has multiple faces. Since Friday, Governor Palin relentlessly repeating this talking point that she is quitting in order to save Alaskan taxpayers the cost of investigating what she calls frivolous ethics charges against her, not merely at one news conference, but at two of them, complete with a costume change in the interval. Still bleating about the millions she will save the state of Alaska by resigning, except, of course, when, as the governor's office is now admitting, that money had already been budgeted in advance, meaning it would have gone to state lawyers anyway, even if they had not been defending Palin against ethics complaints. That crucial bit of information uncovered by Greg Sargent of the Plumline blog in an interview. His sleuthing, however, not keeping Team Palin from trying to put the toothpaste back into the tube. A spokesperson for the governor telling the Anchorage Daily News that staffers from multiple state agencies, not just state lawyers, had to set aside their duties in order to respond to the complaints against Palin. Quote, "Is it a check that we wrote? No. But is it staff hours? Yes." Governor Palin's parallel claim that she has been victorious in every one of the 15 and counting ethics complaints against her, also not true. Just take Troopergate. You will recall that Governor Palin, with the help of her husband Todd, had been accused of using her political office to carry out a personal vendetta, specifically that she had fired Alaska's Public Safety Commissioner Walter Monaghan because he had refused to fire the governor's former brother-in-law, Trooper Michael Wooten. In October, 3 weeks before the general election, the Legislative Council of the Alaska State Legislature, having found that Governor Palin abused the power of her office, according to the Alaska Executive Branch Ethics Act. Let's turn now to Margaret Carlson, Washington editor of The Week magazine, political columnist for Bloomberg News. Margaret, good evening.
Good evening, Keith.
She was for the bridge to nowhere before she was against it. She lied to Steve Schmidt, the McCain campaign manager, in the emails. She denied her husband had ever been a member of the secessionist Alaska Independence Party. She lied when she said that her firing the public safety commissioner hadn't got a thing to do with his refusal to fire her ex-brother-in-law. Should we even be surprised at this point that this stated reason for quitting as governor has also been proved to be a lie?
Well, in the statement in her backyard, I'm surprised you found, the heart of it, which was the legal fees, because there was the lame duck. She doesn't want to milk it. She doesn't want to go on junkets. Everybody does it. Remember, there are countless others who've quit, and when there are only two governors who've ever quit, under pressure, Eliot Spitzer and Jim McGreevey of New Jersey. But you found this one, and this one then turns out not to be right. Compare it to a general counsel at a corporation. The general counsel's sitting there. He's waiting for incoming. He deals with it. If outside counsel were hired or some such thing, then, there would be a check written. But in general, states deal with their own legal problems in-house, just the way corporations do when they turn to their own general counsel. And on top of that, I spoke with John Cole, who founded the Legal Defense Fund for Sarah Palin in Alaska. And he says that most of her private legal bills that arose as a result of the children's travel, the per diem, Troopergate, were paid for out of the Legal Defense Fund. So she really doesn't have out-of-pocket legal legal expenses.
Thank you for the compliment on digging this out, but it did take 6 days, which tells us something else. That's another story. Yeah. Back to this, though. This attempt to spin the fact now that this lie has been uncovered. We're now supposed to believe that, the other public servants of Alaska, presumably the road crews and the public safety officers and the teachers and the people who do the research with the fish, were all, somehow diverted to help in the Palin investigation. I mean, I liked the first lie better than this one.
Well, in the days since that statement, she's been trying, and with help, you can tell that there's been some professional help applied to find something that actually works. And she's backing, she's filling in. And on this one going forward, I think Sarah Palin is now going not to answer any questions. She's going to say, I've answered your questions. And day before yesterday, in the Andrea Mitchell interview, when she accused Andrea of not listening to her answers when she wasn't giving an answer, Sarah Palin is very good at stringing words together that don't have a subject, a verb, and an object. They're just present participles and prepositions, and I love the people of Alaska, and I'm quitting so I can serve them better. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a line out of Catch-22. It's where the guy said Italy will win by being defeated. Last thing here, should we even trust right now the essence of this? Is Governor Palin going to resign at the end of the month? I mean, didn't Larry Craig resign last year?
You know, I took away from this little speech in the backyard that she just had it with Alaska. I mean, have you ever had a job when you wish you could just walk out and go spend the summer at the beach like
only
you did when you were in...
Only for the last 30 years.
Yeah, right. Listen, she got to do it. She says, I'm out of here. And she came up with a whole bunch of reasons. None of them really worked. But she's out of here. I would be shocked, Keith. I'll bet you a dinner, you know, some extravagant place that this governor is gone.
An all-expense shopping spree out of the closet in was it in Wasilla or in Juneau? I could never remember where that place was.
Oh, the secondhand clothing store.
Yes,
I'll send you there.
Yes,
that's my bet. You can just run wild at the secondhand closet.
I'm sure I've worn as much clothing from there as she has, or the other way around.
A pair of waders for you, Keith.
Thank you very much, Margaret Carlson of The Week magazine, Bloomberg News, and Fishing Tackle magazine. Thank you, Margaret.
Thanks, Keith.